week at Carter Finley Stadium. Miami with an opportunity to put itself in the conversation and continue in that conversation for the ACC title game in Charlotte in mid-December. Miami has won the toss. They will defer to NC State, so the Wolfpack will have the ball first. Both teams off a bye. And we are underway from Carter Finley Stadium. Holliston on the return and down in Sigurd to Devin Carter. Second down and short.
You see Tim Beck give him an easy throw, a nice quick out, so that he builds on that confidence. He can play with confidence, just trusting himself. Playing with confidence is what Tim Beck's looking for from his quarterback, Bailey Hockman.
First run of the ball game for NC State gets him a first down. It is Ricky Person Jr. back from the concussion, and NC State moves the sticks on a gain of 6.
Yeah, and watch this tempo that NC State operates with. They get a first down. They want to press the gas. Person and Knight, the two backs, are outstanding.
This is Person with a crease off the left-hand side, and it's a gain of 9 on first down for NC State.
Miami giving up 150 yards per game on the ground is exactly where Tim Beck has chosen to go. They throw once on first down, come back, run the football twice. And that's really one of the strengths of this offense. Person and Knight in the backfield.
You see middle of the road defense in terms of the rush as Person is driven back. That was the middle linebacker, Bradley Jennings Jr. to stop him.
He's coming off a major hip injury, the same that Tua really faced, and they are glad to have him back and close to 100%.
They did give him the first down, so they will move the chains on that run. He did just get enough, and Hochman will throw on first down. He sends it on its way, and he's got a seam ball to the 31-yard line, and Mecca Emezi. Gain of 33. We told you big plays are coming.
Excellent read by the quarterback. Just going to hold the safety, and it's just a release in terms of man-to-man coverage. You got to beat man-to-man when you play Miami, and NC State off to an absolute fantastic start on offense. Doing a nice job, Jason, of mixing both the run and the pass just enough to keep the Hurricanes off balance.
Opening drive of the ball game, some pre-snap motion. They will throw it back for Hochman. He's got the catch with a convoy in front of him, and it's a touchdown. Bailey Hockman from Thayer Thomas, and NC State has 64 yards on the last 2 plays.
What a block by Ikem Ekwonu, the left tackle, out in space. And they told us he was nasty, very physical, just a pure dog at left tackle. And we get a chance to go back and look at this. Number 79 in space. Oh, my goodness, what a block. That's the block that freed up Bailey Hockman to basically pave his way to the end zone.
Well, you mentioned trust of himself needing to be important tonight for Bailey Hockman. He hits on a 33-yard seam ball. Here's that block.
Look at that block. And then he's just going to finish him off. I mean, the big fella out in space. Usually guys, they make big linemen miss and look bad.
The question is, was Hochman out of bounds? Was his foot on the sideline? Our rules expert, Matt Austin, is with us tonight. He is in Charlotte in his home. And Matt, as we're looking at this, the call on the field is touchdown. What are you seeing at first glance?
Well, without a shot right down the line, I don't know how they can overturn it. It looked like his foot might have been out of bounds, but it certainly didn't look conclusive. And like you said, the call on the field is a touchdown, so to overturn it would have to be indisputable.
Yeah, you start with the call on the field. That's a good point. Indisputable video evidence to overturn, and here's the call.
Review, the ruling on the field stands.
There it is. Touchdown stays. Bailey Hockman's amped, and so is NC State in 2:16 into the end zone. We told you about the explosive plays. They've got 2 of them, 2 30-plus yard plays on their opening touch of the football.
And Mezzi with a big play down the field on in the passing game, and then a little trickery.
Extra point is good. Miami's got on this touchdown. Watch the left tackle Ekwonu, but also watch the jet sweep action. This is a handoff that leads to the pass being legal on the backside. But take us through the block, Andre.
Yeah, this block by Ekwonu is what frees it up, and it's against a pretty good player in Bubba Bolden, a safety that leads the Hurricanes in tackles. Big guy working in space. Boy, you love to see that. And then all the big grunts over on the sideline talking about it. Well, they've had a good laugh or two.
They deserve it every once in a while, right?
No
I mean,
doubt.
the big guys, they need it. They need some love in their life. Cameron Harris in the backfield. And King scanning, loads at time. He looks for Harris, and he's got him. And Cameron Harris, who's trying to prove something today after his carries dwindled in the last game against Virginia, has 6 yards. But De'Ara King, you've got to know him in his time at Houston, Andre.
Yeah, he is a competitive young man, takes care of the football, only 14 interceptions in his entire career.
King is undercut. 3rd down coming up as we say hi to Marty Smith.
Good evening, gentlemen. Miami is 5-1, so that means the U is back, right? Pump the brakes, says Hurricanes head coach Manny Diaz. Diaz told me this week that they've had a tendency to look too big picture rather than focusing on the opponent directly before him. And he said, as a result, quote, we've gotten really good at getting our asses kicked. Tonight, they must focus on NC State rather than getting to be 6-1.
This is a big play for them early in the ball game to Cameron Harris, and he's very close to the line to gain. But Marty, people have been saying it year after year. Is the U back? They recruit locally. They have a lot of pride here, and they're down 7-0 early, Andre.
Yeah, and I think Cameron Harris is just going to be just shy of the 1st down marker. So it's a decision for Manny Diaz right away.
They're going to go for it, and he will get it. De'Ara King kept the football, and down the sideline he goes. It's a 1st down and then some. De'Ara King with a late decision to hang on, and it was the smart one, gain of 44.
Yes, he did, because he had a linebacker creeping down. It's actually a safety, Tanner Engel, creeping down to take away the back. And De'Ara King talked about it this week, about keeping the ball more to help the offensive running game.
He said that very early in the week, Andre. I mean,
yeah,
it's very clear what his game plan is take some of this on his own shoulders.
And when you talk to Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator for NC State, they wanted to contain the quarterback. They can't allow De'Ara King to run free like that throughout the evening.
Donald Chaney Jr., the freshman, with his 2nd straight carry, and he's got this down, a young man from Homestead, Florida, whose carries have been increasing as they will go at least 3-headed in the backfield tonight.
Yeah, they say he's going to be special, knows what to do. He's super talented, and another true freshman, Jalen Knighton, has stepped on the scene as well.
Once again with Chaney, who's out of Homestead. He was number 42 in the ESPN 300 list coming out of high school.
This is where you played a little soft, allowed some big plays if you're NC State, and now you tighten things up. You're hoping just to hold to a field goal attempt here defensively.
Harley in motion. King's going to roll. He turns it upfield and ends up out of bounds. He's sliding down at about the 7. Flag comes in on the late hit. Peyton Wilson chipped him out of bounds, and it looks like a personal foul coming.
After the play, personal foul, necessary roughness, defense, late hit out of bounds, number 11. After the distance of the goal, 1st down.
Sometimes I just don't know about, yeah, that's a little bit late, but what defenders are supposed to do, because King is a runner, obviously, at that point in time, and he's trying to turn the corner. Peyton Wilson's selling out to stop him. That's a tough one, even for an old quarterback.
I was going to say, worth noting that this is a quarterback saying that. It's like the first time ever a quarterback said, I don't know about a call against a quarterback on a hit. Harris back in. King throws, and he's got a touchdown. It's the tight end, Will Mallory, filling in for Brevin Jordan, and Miami responds in kind.
All the kid does is catch touchdowns. Every other pass that he's caught pretty much on the average has been a touchdown reception. Sneak him out underneath the handoff, and the timing is perfect. 8 receptions on the year for Mallory. 4 of them have gone for touchdowns.
Turned him into Chris Carter there. All he does is catch touchdown. Where's Boomer? Jose Borregales for the extra point, which has not been a guarantee on Friday night this year in major spots. 7-7. 7's not going to do it tonight. 7-7 in less than 6 minutes on Friday night this week. It took 45 points last Friday between Minnesota and Maryland, and 7-7. Your score as NC State will have it from the 25-yard line, but you got to like the opening drive from Bailey Hockman. With confidence, the issue, and trust of his teammates and himself, it was an exceptional opener.
Well, you like offense, you like this game, and it seems to be a track meet early. Both quarterbacks playing at a high level. Hochman in his first drive, 2 for 2 for 41 yards, and De'Aaron King a perfect 3 for 3 for 15 yards, but he had the big 4th down carry that really ignited or helped to keep that drive going. But Hochman's up now, and it's your serve.
Fake to Bam Knight, and Bailey Hockman is dropped. Gilbert Ryerson, who has been outstanding for Miami from that striker position, maybe their best defensive player.
Yeah, he was recruited as a corner, moved to safety, and then they dropped him down kind of in that hybrid position where he's really found a home.
They go fast on 2nd and 12. It is Knight who's chopped down about 4 yards shy of the line to gain.
Let me tell you, I really had fun just watching the film on this young man. Hard, tough runner, and extremely difficult to bring down.
Marker comes down. The center, Grant Gibson, talking a little smack. He's got the first down point going on, and it looks like that's going to go against Miami.
Defense, number 81. In the neutral zone, causing the offense to rest. 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
That is Jared Harrison Hunt, who's playing ahead of Jonathan Ford tonight at the tackle spot.
Got a freebie.
You love those as a quarterback, don't you?
A little hard count. You like them really on first down, where you get a 2nd and 5, and then you can let one go. They're just going up top all the way. So that's the scouting report on me. I get to 2nd and 5 or 1st and 5, forget about it.
If I see you in a backyard football game, I'll remember that. Pressure on Hochman, and he has to unload to the sideline, and this is incomplete. I got a question for you. I want to know what makes a good hard count, Andre.
Well, it's voice inflection. It's knowing when to do it so the defense doesn't see it coming. You've seen a lot of it across the NFL with stadiums that are, the crowd doesn't really affect the road team, so it's kind of open season with that, and it's a good tool to have. If you can do it, it takes a little bit of practice. It takes some commitment to it. A lot of guys are shy, and they just kind of go through the cadence, but if you really bark it out, you can get a defensive lineman to jump.
After a play, maybe you can blow our audience's ears out. Hochman ready to throw. Pressure coming late, and he gets it away. He's got Kerry Angeline across the 40-yard line, the tight end, with a first down on a gain of 24.
Yeah, we felt like tight ends would be the story of the evening. Brevin Jordan, we thought he would play. He's out. Mallory is already on the scoreboard, and now Angeline getting himself involved for NC State. Boy, he is a fantastic, sure-handed option for Bailey Hockman.
He's got 13 catches now. 5 have been touchdowns this year. As Rooks in motion. Hochman, decisive throw again, and he has a Mezzi clanging off at tacklers down to the 15-yard line. That was a bullet, and he saw it the whole way, Hochman did.
Oh, explosive plays. 12 yards or more in the passing game, and they've had a couple of those already. And Mezzi averages 16 yards per reception.
Bam Knight through to the car wash for a gain of about 4. I told you off the top we would likely see 2 quarterbacks. Maybe not if Bailey Hockman keeps doing this.
You know who Bam Knight reminds me of?
Who's that?
Frank Gore. That's who he reminds me of. He is going to play pro football. That's in my opinion. He is going to play on Sundays. Tough, fast enough, and hard to bring down.
Well, we saw Frank Gore's cousin earlier, Gilbert Frierson. Yeah, isn't that amazing? You turn on an NFL game, you're like, Frank Gore is still playing. Hochman feeling the pressure. That's batted in the air, and it is incomplete.
Boy, lucky. He had 2 of those last week against North Carolina that worked. He was not as lucky on. Stayed in the air a little bit longer, and a couple of defenders ran under him for interception. So that's just, you can breathe a sigh of relief and continue on, but last week, not so lucky.
These are exceptional defensive ends. They both got a hand on the ball there, Roche and Phillips. 3rd down for Hochman. Pressure coming again to the sideline, some contact, and a great adjustment for the touchdown. Devin Carter with magician's hands.
What you love about the catch is he doesn't tip the defensive back to that side. It's just at the last second, and guys practice this all the time. The hands at the end. Don't tip the DB and then just stick them out there. Let it fall in. Boy, that's good work. The red zone threat. He beats DJ Ivy to the corner of the end zone. At 6'4", 216, you got to believe that Carter's an option.
Bailey Hockman's playing some A-level football right now for NC State. 14-7 Wolves.
The board for the Hurricanes.
Some brilliant quarterbacking so far from Hochman and from King, as Miami will have it on the return, and spinning down is Jalen Knighton, the freshman, across the 25. There is a marker down. We'll see where Miami starts.
I'll tell you what, there was a hole there. Knighton saw it. He got bumped just getting through there. But it could have been a foot race.
Doing the return, holding, receiving team, number 9. Continuing from the end of the run, down, Miami.
It's going to have to be a long drive for De'Ara King, who transferred from Houston, and it was such a tough decision for him because his family has been through so much. He lost his father in February, not long after the transfer. His mom has been through breast cancer and now in remission, and De'Ara King wanting to lead Miami to an ACC championship. His pass here goes to Mark Pope out of Miami Southridge, and it's 2nd down.
And he has just been welcomed into this program. Guys follow him. He's just contagious in terms of his leadership and his leadership skills. He's a workaholic, a gym rat that's always working on his game.
He will throw, and he's got Mallory one more time, who's out of bounds close to the sticks. Marty Smith.
Jason, De'Ara King told me this week that it really opened his eyes to a broader world when his father passed away. He said, it made everything in my life clearer because it truly was out of nowhere. It made me see how much bigger life is than football while appreciating the game even more. Every game, every down, every snap. It really made me thankful.
Marty, thank you for that. Special young man playing quarterback for Miami with so much in his heart. And his mom watching him play once again as De'Ara King goes down the sideline, and some foot contact. It is incomplete. Shaheem Battle on the coverage of Pope.
Iron meeting iron, because De'Ara King wants to go deep. NC State told us this week that they thought that was a shortcoming in his game, the deep ball. So They were going to play man-to-man. They were going to see and force De'Aaron King to beat them playing quarterback from the pocket.
He's only put on tape one game where the deep ball was really a major asset, and it was that last game when they eked by Virginia 19-14. Ton of time again. He got it away before the pressure got there, and Harley's dropped to set up a third down. But you look at the deep balls in the first 5 games compared to that game against Virginia, and it's a major difference, Andre.
6 of 29 for 205, and then last week, that was the first 5 games of the season. And last week against Virginia, as you mentioned, he was almost perfect. 6 of 7, 187 yards. And that's passes of 20 yards or more. So started out the first 5 games, were hard searching through the film to find the big plays in the passing game.
Timeout called NC State, so Tony Gibson's defense gets a moment to look over what Miami has planned. And we got a big week in college football. A couple of games have been postponed, but the Pac-12 is still underway. Autzen Stadium, one of the great places to watch a football game in college football. 7:30 Eastern time against Stanford and David Shaw. Game dates back to 1900. It is on ABC. It's on the ESPN app as well. And before you watch that game, you have to see Andrea Adelson's piece on College Game Day about David Shaw and his brother Eric, and his brother's battle with cancer and the bone marrow transplant that David Shaw gave to his brother. It's an amazing story that Andrea's done.
Yeah, I read it last night on ESPN.com, and I've always had a great deal of respect for David Shaw, but even more so now, having read that story. It is a tremendous read, and I can't wait to see the piece tomorrow on Game Day.
It'll be on College Game Day. Andrea will have it as it's 3rd down and 7 for Miami, about halfway through this ACC season, and their chances of going to the ACC title game hinge on every game. Blitz coming, incomplete, and a flag comes in. Tony Gibson said he was going to be aggressive in this game. There it was, and we'll see if King got hit
Personal
late.
foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 52, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
It's C.J. Clark.
And went a little bit high on De'Aaron King, but Tony Gibson told us on 3rd down, we get to 3rd down, we're going to bring the house. And he is true to his word, just a little bit late in doing so, and really didn't have to. C.J. Clark really didn't have to initiate any kind of contact. There wasn't a receiver in the area of where King was going with the football.
You like the call, Andre?
I do like the call.
So run into the line. It's the freshman Jalen Knighton. And 2nd down for Miami.
And Rhett Lashlee, the offensive coordinator at Miami, is going to have to change it up a little bit on 1st down. All of a sudden, you're getting a lot of bodies around the line of scrimmage in this 3-3-5 look that are playing run defense on 1st down. Got to mix it up, throw a couple of passes, hitches, whatever it is, but you've got to change up from running on 1st down.
I see the linebackers presenting basically a 5-man front as they hit on a quick slant. This is D. Wiggins, and it's 3rd down Miami.
And he spread the ball around last week against Virginia. Hartley with 10 catches, over 170 yards, and Wiggins had 3. So what they're going to have to do, keep NC State off balance.
King out into the flat and changing direction. Mark Pope for a 1st down for Miami right around the 40.
There's another receiver that had 3 catches last week. You start doing that as a quarterback, then all of a sudden the defensive coordinator, Tony Gibson, he doesn't know where he's going to be hit. You get everybody in the offense involved.
How about that 11 yards per play for NC State? We told you big plays were coming. We didn't know that big, that consistently. King down the middle wants one of his own, and it's batted away at the last moment. Jaheim Battle got in there.
At his first career interception earlier this year against Virginia, and just played this one perfectly. Pope got behind him, but the makeup speed and just timed it just right to get his hands on the football, or a hand on the football rather.
And he's the injured party.
He's down.
Yep.
He told us they play 3.
was...
Malik Dunlap, Shaquem Battle would start the game, and then Cecil Powell is the other corner that will rotate in the game. Gives them a little bit of depth there, but they're hoping certainly that Battle can come back.
Look, at a season with contact tracing and COVID-19 and unavailable players, as Tony Gibson is out there on the field talking to the officials maybe about that personal foul earlier.
Yeah.
Some teams end up with consolidated injuries in one specific place, and NC State has had that at the free safety spot. It has been a long year at the free safety spot in terms of injuries, as Dave Doran was talking to the officials there, and they cannot afford to lose much in terms of secondary, that's for sure.
Yeah, just kind of with injuries on the back end at safety, really have been hurt at the safety spot.
Cecil Powell is in for Battle on second down for Miami in the all-white jerseys tonight. Rush of 5 down the sideline. It's on target for a touchdown. T. Wiggins.
Well, what you like as a quarterback is to be challenged. And when somebody says that, hey, you can't do this, to go out and prove it on the field. The ball has been, you know, less than stellar the first couple of games, and they wanted to challenge Miami. Can they play man-to-man?
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 99. The 15-yard penalty is enforced on the kickoff. We'll do the try.
Can they play man-to-man and hold up? And De'Aaron King is taking his shots tonight. All you have to do, Jason, is hit on a couple of those. You get a couple of one-on-one matchups, and all of a sudden you're going to start seeing a lot of zone coverage because they know you can go over the top and they don't want to give up big plays in a hurry.
How does that affect the aggressiveness that we expected from Tony Gibson?
Oh, it'll change it. All of a sudden you're going to see more zone coverage, and they'll get out of man-to-man. One more like that, and certainly it's going to change.
Borregales' extra point is good. Daniel Joseph, the man called for the penalty, and we'll look back on the second penalty of the drive on a hit against King.
And just kind of trying to swat at the ball, and he gets the face mask of King in as he's pass rushing. Look, how about the ball? Outside shoulder, away from the inside defender, the safety. Corner falls down, and there's nobody there. It's so well thrown that nobody is in the vicinity after the corner falls down.
You watched a lot of tape on De'Aaron King. What didn't go as well on the deep ball in the first 5 games as compared to the last couple of weeks?
I think it's just rhythm and as well time from his offensive line. I don't think he was getting it earlier in the season as the 5 guys up front have played more and more together. They've come together as a unit, and now he has the time. As well, experience in the offense, knowing when I'm getting blitzed and how fast to get the ball out and where to go with the football within what we're trying to do offensively has certainly has gotten better on his side.
It's a quicker offensive line than in the past, and they are playing without John Campbell Jr. He's unavailable tonight, the left tackle, so Zion Nelson's checked in as they will try to get an onside kick recovered. Miami has a pile of players there, and let's see. It is Miami football. Wow, Manny Diaz and the Hurricanes play make it, take it in the first quarter.
And it looks like Robert Burns comes out of the pile with the football. Clear recovery by Robert Burns. And this is just so well done. Right off one of the NC State players, and Burns is there to recover. Little celebration, and here comes the offense again.
That was like when Jordan used to throw the ball off somebody and then claim the inbound pass for himself. Throwback to De'Aaron King. They're going to run the same play that Hochman ran for a touchdown. I mean, how must Miami have felt on that first drive for NC State? Like, we're going to run it later, guys.
And how about Tyler Baker-Williams with a tackle on De'Aaron King, because if he doesn't, we're in a track meet to the end zone. What an open field tackle. One of the things that Tony Gibson told us that they had to do was tackle well in the open field. And Baker Williams really saves a touchdown.
The down counts. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 6, his first 15-yard penalty, second down.
And that hurts. When you have some success on offense and you get some momentum from the onside kick, a little trick play to try to break one open, and then you have one of those before the ball's even snapped. Guys in each other's faces, chatting it up a little bit too much. Now you put your team in a bind.
I don't think there's a lot of love between NC State and Miami, considering some of the body language we've looked at tonight, as Mallory is bottled up over on the sideline and tries to pinball around, but he's only going to get about 2, and it's third down and Hillsborough County as a flag comes in.
You don't want to take the aggression away, but you got to tame it a little bit. This is against Jeremiah Payton, who came into the game for Mark Pope.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 12. The penalty is declined. Third down.
Well, we've seen blitz on just about every third down situation for NC State. You asked me earlier, would Tony Gibson get out of it? Well, he's been hit a couple of times over the top. I would anticipate that it's coming here to force the ball out. They've just got to make sure that they make tackles. And it doesn't look like he's going to go blitz here. He's going to play some zone and try to rally up and make a stop.
Yeah, they will rush only 3 and drop into coverage, so it could be King running here. He thinks about loading it up. There's nobody home, and this is dropped by Cameron Harris. A catch there could have meant a field goal for Borregales, but instead it's going to be punt time.
He looked like he was loading up even against zone to try to get one over the top.
Instead, it's Lou Headley to punt. Don't forget Stanford, Oregon, Saturday, undefeated Cincinnati. Before that on ABC against Houston. This is Headley on the roll and the punt. And a fair catch at the 13 with Thayer Thomas. 34-yard punt, 2:02 to go. First quarter at Carter Finley Stadium, the home of the NC State Wolfpack since the 60s. And look, NC State, it's a rarity under Dave Doran, who's been a very good coach in his 8th year at NC State. They were 4-8 last year, and you got the feeling, talking to the coaches and hearing from players even in the preseason, that was virtually acceptable.
Yeah, I get the opportunity to spend a couple of days with Dave Doran in Georgia at a golf tournament every year. Obviously that didn't happen this year, but just a winner. He just figures out the good football coach, solid football coach, believes in the physical part of it, and his teams are built from the inside out, big, strong offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and then he'll surround them with obviously talented skill position players, but he just really has a good pulse on what this NC State football program really needs.
One of the architects of Northern Illinois' success in recent memory, as this run from Ricky Person Jr. makes it about 3rd down and 10 for Miami. And Andre, we talked about these talented defensive ends for the Hurricanes. Roche was involved on the first play. Jalen Phillips, the UCLA transfer, on the other side. They're both transfers. Yeah. They're both high-level players.
I think next-level players, a great size, great explosion off the ball. Roche's one of the leaders on this team. Excellent pass rusher after he transferred in from Temple.
Where's the pressure coming from? Looks like the top of the formation is going to bring some heat, and they do rush a couple of linebackers. Hochman gets out of it, wants to throw, loads up down the field, and this is batted away, incomplete, intended for Thayer Thomas with Amari Carter roving.
That takes some courage, because you know, as you set your feet, you're already trying to outrun a guy. And then You set your feet to throw deep. You know you're going to get hit. Nice recovery by Carter on the back end because Thomas was behind him in coverage. Excuse me, on his route. And force a punt, and you see this Miami offense again.
All Hochman didn't do there for that to be backyard football was yell 500 before he threw the ball. Now he's waving the receivers further down the field. Punt for Trenton Gill. And Irvin Hall driven all the way back to the 35-yard line. That's where Miami will set up. So there are punters in this football game. We've recently found out this season for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities. Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. Andre, we got some really talented tight ends in this game. Brevin Jordan is out for Miami, but we've seen Mallory score. Terry Angeline with a big catch early on for NC State. Best tight end you ever played with was who?
Ooh-wee, boy. Well, give me a minute to think because, you know, in college they didn't exist. And my first year in the NFL, we didn't have one.
King on target there for a first down grab for Wiggins, who's got a touchdown already. He's got 25 seconds.
You love guys like Mallory, though, that they play almost like a wide receiver because of the catch radius.
King on the roll. He is pressured and he unloads incomplete. That was C.J. Clark bearing down on him. Miami at 5-1. A game back in the loss column of both Notre Dame and Clemson, who happened to meet in South Bend this weekend. A huge game for Miami in the ACC standings as they will go out of the backfield for Chaney Jr. and he is wrapped up by Jed at 14. Marty Smith on the sideline. Andre Ware, Jason Benetti, our Friday night crew. We thank you for joining us in a huge game for the Hurricanes tonight on a 3rd down and 9 for De'Aaron King. Harris got him a block to free him up for a throw to the sideline. And a flag comes in on the contact. Harris against Harley will check the marker.
It's one thing to scheme it up. It's another to actually play it and execute.
Defense number 6, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We've had roughing the passer penalties on 3rd down, and then now interference on the back end by Harris. That's going to give Miami a fresh set of downs.
And he didn't need to. I mean, the ball was flying out of bounds.
Yeah, actually, the receiver's trying to slow down to keep himself inbounds and just ran right up his back.
Harris jostled and no gain. Penalties have been an issue at points this year, about 80 penalty yards a game for NC State, and this one prolongs a drive for the Hurricanes.
You take first downs any way you can get them. If they're gifted, that makes them all the more better, and they're allowed to keep playing.
A lot of pre-snap motion tonight, and King with the throw to Harley to set up 3rd down. Robert Bernice, the Athletic, had a very nice piece about pre-snap motion in the NFL this year and how much more we've seen on Sundays. We've seen a lot of it in this game.
Well, Harris has got to watch himself. He was ejected for targeting versus Duke and was a little late to arrive in that previous play.
Oh, there's King slicing through and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. First down, Miami.
And you see Harris again. So that's 3 plays in a row in which the ball has found its way to the 3rd level of the NC State defense. Which tells you that big plays are starting to happen.
Injury is Isaiah Moore. More on that play and on Moore's condition when we come back. For the Clemson Tigers, who are one of 2 unbeatens left in the ACC, but the top 2 go to the ACC Championship Game. And Miami trying to pick up a game on somebody with a win tonight. King launches on 1st down and drops it into the corner beautifully. Mike Harley at the edge of the end zone. Brilliance. Up the stairs he goes.
What a throw. That dropped out of the sky like one of Russell Wilson's passes that you watch him launch in situations like this. Excellent air under the football, away from the defender, and you're just throwing it to the back pylon, trying to land it in between the pylon and the receiver. And what a throw. That's just perfect. Perfect execution.
Thought he was going to do the Bo Jackson with stairs and just run out of the arena. Mike Harley, who was a West Virginia commit and spent some time at WVU while Tony Gibson, NC State's defensive coordinator, was there, so they're very familiar with each other. And Harley gets a win there as De'Ara King has 3 touchdowns and 4 incompletions this Friday night, Andre.
He is playing at a high level. He has been challenged because he's seeing a lot of man-to-man, and they are challenging him to throw the deep ball because of that graphic we showed earlier where he was 6 of 29 in the first 5 games of passes 20 yards or more. They wanted to challenge him, and he has more than met the challenge tonight.
Is all without tight end Brevin Jordan. His left tackle John Campbell Jr. is out. A couple other receivers. Xavier Restrepo, Michael Redding III unavailable. So the 2 deep had a lot of red ink on it tonight for Miami, which has dealt with COVID-19 issues during the bye week. But the Hurricanes had enough to play today, and they've got 21 points in less than 17 minutes. So no onside kick this time. And NC State will have it at the 25 for Bailey Hockman, our hardest working player, brought to you by Duluth Trading Company. He's done it all almost literally tonight.
He has. He's had a couple of runs, but this one, a reception on a throwback, great blocks out in front, and the rest was finished up by Bailey Hockman. He's been excellent in the passing game, placement with the football, the accuracy has been there, and now it's his turn to go try and tie this thing back up for his football team.
First and 10 for the 25. Hochman drops it down for Angeline, and he's got 10 on a first down grab.
We were talking about Hochman's high school career, coached by his dad, but over 9,000 passing yards and 94 touchdowns, so familiar with the passing game.
Whole family has football running through its genealogy. Grandfather Ken is an Ohio high school coaching Hall of Famer. He passed down the family business to Bailey's dad, Kyle, you're talking about, and now Bailey at his second ACC school. Hochman on the roll. Hochman across his body. Hochman's got a first down past the 50. It's Porter Rooks, the freshman out of Charlotte.
And you start to see what Tim Beck talked to us about, the confidence, the trust. When he's playing that way, he's as good as anybody. It's when you get in his head a little bit as a defense, maybe force him to get off his throwing point a little bit.
Ooh, that one was a wide open touchdown possible. Instead, he overshot his mark at Emezi.
Emezi does a nice job of the release, getting right back outside to keep himself away from the safety, and that's a tough throw because it's got to be there before the safety arrives off the hash mark.
So what's he got to do differently to put that on target?
Well, just the footwork, just a little bit more up the field with the delivery. And take just a tad bit off.
Hochman sees it right in his face and has to discard the football before the ambush begins. It was Harrison Hunt who was right in his kisser, and it's third down.
Tell you what, they had the proper play called. If the offensive line, they're able to get their heads up and hands on a defender to just give him a split second more to throw that screen pass to Bam Knight, it's see you later, goodbye. Because there is nobody behind the defense as Miami was selling out with a screen pass call.
Ryerson looked like he was going to run through the line, then put on the brakes real hard. Free to snap it. Third down. Got to hurry here. And they're not going to get it off. That's a delay of game. Unless they got a timeout first.
Dave Duran may have called a timeout.
A flag's going to come in on the post-play action, and Quincy Roche might catch a flag here.
May have been Nesta Jade Silvera, big guy wearing number 1 with the extra stuff in the middle of the formation.
The question is, will they say that it was dueling fouls, or will they have just one team here? And it's a huge call. It's a third down and long. There was a whistle before the snap, and we'll see if a timeout happened or it was delay of game. So we could have 2 fouls on the play.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Yeah, Roche catches the personal foul.
Second timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
And it was a timeout, NC State. So no delay of game. The Wolfpack will get 15 yards out of it, and a massive penalty prolongs the drive.
Here sits on the other player. I don't know what he's doing, taunting, whatever. He's not getting up. The guy just pushes him to get off the pile. So I don't like the call at all. It should have been no call, or it should have gone both ways.
Thanks, Matt. Instead, it ends up with NC State and a first down, and Bam Knight gets him another one on a gain of 11.
And Bam Knight comes right back after NC State picks up the first down with a dynamic run. He's a special player.
All-time leading rusher at Southern Nash High School, same school as Julius Peppers. As Hochman throws another short pass, and a nice job defensively by Frierson there on the catch by Person, 2nd and 9.
It's a great play by Frierson. And you see Person in there with a nice reception, but Frierson in the open field. And he's had a couple tonight where he's been just one-on-one and he's made the play. And that's all you're asked to do. It seems like that's what he should be doing. It's not that easy all the time.
Hochman design run off the motion, and he's not going to get much of anything. It's third down coming up as Sam Brooks Jr. and Amari Carter got in there. Third down for NC State.
See how Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator for Miami, chooses to play here. He and Manny Diaz, known for their aggressive defenses, some speed, and they feel really good about the corners, Blades and Ivy. They may dial up a little pressure here on 3rd and medium. Safety over the top. You got the guy on the slot that might come.
Ryerson again dancing at the line. And he will rush. Hochman is sacked. He's dropped. Jalen Phillips, the UCLA transfer.
And a really good-looking athlete, 6'5", 266. You talk about the 2 ends. He's able to come inside of a nice little game with a defensive tackle, goes out, he comes underneath, and he's able to get himself home. Just enough eyeballs out on the edges where he's able to make his way to the quarterback.
He's at 42 yards now for Christopher Dunn off the loss of 6. And Miami, antsy at the line all night long, does get back. And Dunn shoots it on through. So one of the leading scorers in NC State history in the top 10 with now 253 career points. Makes it a 4-point game in the first half. Take you from plan to play. It's brought to you by Northwestern Mutual.
Eric King challenging his defense to D. Wiggins for one of his touchdown passes. Then he comes back on a corner route that's perfectly thrown to Hartley. Tell you what, they are planning and they are playing.
Yeah, points galore so far. 38 total points. We've seen the receivers now get into the picture here after a lot of tight end work early on. Did you ever think of your favorite tight end to throw to, by the way?
Yeah, Rodney Hochman, who came over after a long career with the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he had 25 or so receptions. I looked at the stats, but he was just a good veteran teammate to have around. Had a fine career.
It's amazing how the tight end position has changed over the course of time. As this return will come from the end zone, and it's Jalen Knighton with a flag down. He's across the 30-yard line, and we'll check the marker on the return from Miami.
Hey guys, got a flag, illegal block in the back, number 39. Go to return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 39, 10-yard penalty. Well, sorry, half the distance to the goal, first down.
I like when we get the sneak peek from the official with his mic on.
Tell you what,
That's
NC State,
for the movie.
I know they went down and kicked the field goal, but it just seems like right now, all the momentum, all the juice is on the sideline with the guys with the white jerseys. And last couple of possessions, they've been pretty special. You've got a hot quarterback in De'Aaron King, who you've decided, as NC State has decided to challenge. He's answered the call, and now he's got you basically wondering how to play him.
You saw Rhett Lashley, the offensive coordinator, who has done a fine job with De'Aaron King with a new offensive staff in Miami. As King throws a line drive to Mallory, and a flag comes in, and we'll check that marker. Rhett Lashley is an unhappy camper right now.
But he is a good football coach.
Number 53, the penalty decline, second down.
And I'm really surprised, Jason, that he hasn't become a head coach yet in college football. He is buttoned up. He's got a plan. His offenses are, you want him to throw it around? Just go back to the tapes when he was at SMU last year. You want to mix? That's what they're doing at Miami right now. Just a good, solid football coach that eventually will be a head coach.
His quarterback, De'Aaron King, down the edge of the field, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Malik Dunlap on the coverage, and another flag is in.
Well, that's one of the three things that can happen when you go deep. And sooner or later, you keep challenging. And
defense, number 24, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Matt Austin,
Dunlap
our rules expert, is with us
gets
here.
there a
Matt,
little early. Go ahead.
That's basically a tackle.
Down and created a one-arm catch, or one-arm attempt. So that was definitely pass interference.
Easy call there. 63 penalty yards against NC State already tonight with 9:15 to go in the second quarter. King with the fake, and he throws down the middle. He's got Mallory again. It's a first down. Ball came out late, but he had already put it away, and he was down at the 48.
Boy, you talk about operating at a high level. De'Aaron King is doing that tonight. Spreading the ball around the edges. When he's given one-on-one situations, he's attacked them with confidence. And then when he needs to work underneath to the tight ends, or to the tight end, Will Mallory, he's been able to throw that one with accuracy as well. What a night he's having.
Savion Jackson for NC State didn't know whether or not he was supposed to be on the field, and it turns out okay for Tony Gibson's defense, but there was an emergency there for the moment on the 1-yard gain from Knighton. You're talking about Rhett Lashley. He's also got he's got probability on his side, the offensive coordinator for Miami. Got a couple of offensive coordinators on his staff. It's a deep stitch each other's sentences and have a good cohesion for what they have in all of their minds as they'll set up a 2nd down and 9 for De'Aaron King here. And King takes it outside for a 1st down and then some. But wait, there's more. Another flag.
No laundry on the field, and it couldn't have been executed any better. Just set it up nicely, allowing the outside edge players up the field. King comes in underneath, and this may be a hold.
Offense number 53. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
2nd penalty on Ja'Kai Clark, the left guard.
They invite Peyton Wilson right up the field, and King pulls it at the right time. And all for naught. We're gonna have 1st and 20 here. Excuse me, 2nd and 19.
Tony Gibson talked about getting his defensive ends to rush to De'Aaron King's level and not beyond, not get too far upfield. And that time the hold is what sprung him. 2nd down, 19. Harris again, a very strong block. This guy comes back and makes the tackle, but Cameron Harris is talking about his playing time and frustration with it. He has blocked very well tonight for Miami, and you got to believe that's going to get him more run.
And no doubt about it. And you want the unselfish things from players where you're blocking all the dirty work that you don't see, the normal eye doesn't see with the coaching staff when they go back and evaluate the film. They see that type of effort. And it's rewarding with playing time and carries.
See how aggressive NC State is here. 3rd and 11.
I think they want to come again. You see guys creeping up. Remember, they start in just a 3-man front all snaps.
King is driven back. It was a wall of black jerseys, including Savion Jackson. 4th down.
Yeah, they play zone coverage with their 3-3-5 look to just kind of keep eyes on De'Aaron King. And they told us, Tony Gibson told us that one of the spies would be Peyton Wilson, and they would also use Drake Thomas and Isaiah Moore in different situations.
Headley, Andre Ware, Jason Benetti along with you. Carter Finley Stadium is the site, and a 1st down for NC State, and Bailey Hockman giving ground to throw, and it's incomplete. 2nd down. A flag comes in again. I'm just going to tell you when there's not a flag, and we'll go from there.
It seems to be the case, doesn't it? There's a tremendous amount of flags being thrown here, and as we try to get deeper into the 2nd quarter.
The preliminary signal of a hold from the side judge. If I've gotten good enough at charades here in week number 11.
Pass interference, defense number 7.
Nope.
Ball be placed in the spot of a foul. Automatic 1st down.
Don Al Blades Jr.
NC State got to go back to more aggressive style where they're attacking Miami like they did in the first couple of drives of this game. You start to dictate the pace, then speed up your tempo. That's when they're really operating at a very high level.
And he's brought some heat on Hochman, and this run on 1st down is Person down the sideline, still tight-roping. Person inside the 35. Oh, goodness, what a job on the perimeter to stay in bounds at the edge of the cliff. It's a gain of 38 as Bolden missed a tackle.
The explosive plays come in many ways for this NC State offense. The passing game, and certainly Person and Knight can bring it in the running game.
Person who played for Dwayne Washington and Torrey Holt, among others, in high school. Heritage High out of nearby Wake Forest, North Carolina. Hochman climbing the pocket. Hochman rolling out, turns his body as a left-hander and gets it off to the sideline for a grab for C.J. Riley back from injury.
It's the flick of the wrist. Yeah, he's moving right. That's not his strong side, but he's got to figure out how to whip his hips around and make that throw. And it's just a nice flip of the hips and a flick of the wrist, and it's thrown accurately and on the money.
Another marker, and everybody blames everybody else.
I think it's to be on NC State. A little movement up front.
Offense, number 54, 5-yard penalty, second down.
On Dylan McMahon, that's the combined 13th accepted penalty in the first 24 minutes and then some.
I think they could have picked one of three guys along the offensive line in that situation.
Hochman on the delay. This is Bam Knight. Matt Austin, our rules expert. When you're in a situation like this where there are a lot of penalties going on, as an official, do you start thinking maybe we shouldn't call everything? How do you deal with that?
No, you call what you see. Some games you have a lot of fouls. Some games you don't have hardly any at all. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep officiating the play.
Not the official's fault that there's a penalty on every play. Is the answer. 3rd down and 4 from Bailey Hockman. Design roll. Hochman to his strong side has the first down for Thayer Thomas, the grad student.
Walked on to start his career and earned a scholarship in 2018. We really like this young man. Excellent route runner, and I think you got a chance to really see it and see his work on that last play.
Well, he had a couple touchdown throws last year. He had the pass to Hochman tonight. He was a 33rd round draft pick of the Red Sox just last year. He has baseball history in his blood. As it's first down and a run for NC State. Our former colleague Alex Cora back managing the Red Sox as of today in the Major League Baseball Friday news dump.
About this drive that NC State's put together. I mean, yeah, they stalled for a little bit, a couple of punts, and here they come again. Attacking, big, explosive plays. And I think Hochman's getting ready to see a blitz here by the Hurricanes, trying to adjust things to protect himself where the blitz is coming from field side. And one-on-one down at the bottom.
He changed into a run. So I want to go through his mind there. He decided on run. What's he seeing at the line?
Maybe thought that the blitzer was so wide that he'd be able to slip Knight underneath. And if the offensive line did its job and just give him a crease of daylight, he'd be off and into the end zone because there wasn't a third level player there.
Looked like he did almost have that crease as it's 3rd and 4 for NC State. Hochman to throw. Hochman down the middle, touchdown. It's Angeline, the tight end. There is a flag down on the play. We'll check the marker.
There is no foul for roughing the passer. Result of the play is a touchdown.
That's his 6th touchdown reception. And you talk about attacking the weakness of a defense. 2 safeties. The middle of the field is the weak part of that coverage. And once Angeline got himself behind the secondary player, it could have been a nickel. The ball was already in the air, so you don't really even have a chance as a defender to make a break on the football. Just well timed and well executed.
24-21 late second quarter.
Flick of the wrist for a completion, and he comes back and he's able to find Thomas to pick up the first down. And then this one, great read, anticipation of the throw. The touchdown pass to Angeline to cap off a fantastic drive for NC State.
On the approach from the 25, Harley across the 30-yard line. As we go into the studio, our good pal Matt Perry.
Yeah, but Eddie, what a half do you guys have going out up there? Coming up at our halftime, there's some news out of the Pac-12 today. You've got Utah and Arizona joining Cal and Washington's games canceled a week 1 for the Pac-12. Plus, at our half, we're going to discuss Clemson and Notre Dame, the keys to that one. Plus, Jesse Palmer, Joey Galloway, the virtual locks. Big bounce back week for them, Benetti. They haven't been picking winners, so they're going to have to bounce back and make America money like they've done in the past. We'll see you guys coming up in just a couple minutes.
Well, you started it when you were talking smack about Syracuse. That's why they're virtual, because you don't always get them right. Look forward to that at halftime. Some big games coming up over the weekend. Stanford and Oregon, ABC primetime. Undefeated Cincinnati will have next Friday as this is Harley down the sideline, and Mike Harley with another big grab and soft hands just outside the 40.
Another excellent read by D'Eriq King, and the throw was perfect to Harley. The chemistry between Harley and King the last couple of weeks has been fantastic.
Right at the line, this is Wiggins on the sideline. We were talking to Rhett Lashley about D'Eriq King, and Rhett Lashley's seen a lot of great quarterbacks in his time coming through Auburn, etc. And he said there are a couple traits that I would take if I were building a bionic quarterback out of all my guys, and D'Eriq King and his consistency and his work ethic would be that. King looked left, now goes right, and that's dropped. Incomplete for Mark Pope.
Gotta have it. That's what I'd tell him coming back to the huddle. Hey, we're on a roll. We gotta catch those. Gotta have it. And King playing with superior confidence right now. Sitting in the pocket, reading things out, and that ball was about as well thrown, hitting Pope right in the middle of that 6 on the front of his jersey. Third down, usually you see pressure from NC State. We're going to play a little zone here.
They drop back. Rush 3. King hit the middle, and it's incomplete. Harris dislodged it from Wiggins, and it's 4th down.
Played the most snaps of anybody on NC State's defense. Just a sophomore, and that's after being ejected in the Duke game and having to sit out a half. But he has made his presence felt in this one, because if he doesn't arrive at the proper time, that ball's going to be a completion and another Miami first down.
They're going to go ahead and punt it here. Well, I think you can argue to go for it, but I see the point.
Had you gotten something on 3rd down, maybe.
Headley on the punt with Thayer Thomas, and this won't go near him. Miami will down it at the 1-yard line. See, that's why you punt, right?
Yeah, that's exactly why you punt it. You know that's going to happen. Tell you what, this is perfect. You get guys down there facing back towards the punter. And I mean, that's about as close as you want it as a coach right there. Perfect.
Yeah, Corey Couch might as well have had a couch at the 1-yard line. He had time to sit back there and wait for the ball to bounce to him. And so now NC State 1 timeout, $1:49. They've got to try something, because Miami's got 3 timeouts and could get the ball back here.
Yeah, this is what I would try here if I'm NC State and Tim Beck. I'd throw the football. Ooh, you've got an experienced quarterback in Hochman. I would just 1, 2, 3 and let it rip. Give me Emezi on the outside, Thomas, Angeline up the seam, and I would just let one rip. Maybe you get an interference call, maybe you get a holding call, but I would try. And he's experienced enough. Don't hold the football, let it go.
See what they do on 2nd down at Ohio State. He's a well-traveled coordinator who started his career as a high school coach in the Miami area. And they get movement at the line. Let's see. Jalen Phillips jumped. Was he drawn?
Would have gotten Phillips to move over and get in the neutral zone.
Offside. Defense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's Miami's 8th penalty of the night, and we still have a second half to go.
I mean, that one now gives NC State a little hope of a drive. I mean, before it was play keep away from Miami, who's going to get the ball after halftime. Now, with all those penalties, and that one especially, 2nd and 3, different call. It is a run, and it's not going to get much of anything for Person.
They were trying to steal a possession. That's why Manny Diaz is, burning timeouts here. The plan had just about blown up with that offsides penalty, but they're able to rally up and hold NC State to no gain, so it's right back on schedule. You get the ball with some time, and maybe you're thinking field goal. If you get lucky, you get the whole Sunday with the cherry.
What's that?
The whole Sunday with the cherry. You get the touchdown.
With the chair. I thought you said pull up a chair, and I was going to say I will for Stanford, Oregon tomorrow night. But yeah, I mean, you have to have the cherry on top of the Sunday, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, 3rd and 2. 1:38 left, deep in your own territory. As a quarterback, what do you want the call to be here?
Obviously, I would have been throwing to start this drive. But here you're going to be a little cautious with it.
It's a toss to Rooks, the wide receiver, and Porter Rooks does have an NC State first down. And now we'll see how Beck and the offense want to play it.
Now, if I'm Dave Doran and Tim Beck, I want to speed it up a little bit. I got myself out of harm's way. We got a first down. It looks like they may just be satisfied going to the locker room up 3. And I think I say this every week. You cannot score enough points in the first half of a football game. So I get trying to be cautious and not turn it over down here, but you've got an experienced quarterback and experienced players around him. You should have your foot on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, and with the conversation about Bailey Hockman trusting his teammates and himself, you have to reciprocate. When he's played like this in the first half, trust him. Person steps out of a tackle and finds his way to the sideline. Now fate is giving NC State every indication that they should maybe turn it up. He gets out of bounds. 53 seconds. Clock stops.
Yep. Perfect situation, and a lot of time. You've got a timeout in your back pocket. If you hit one deep over the middle, every blade of grass is open to you right now. All corners of the field. And you got a bonus down where you get the 2nd and short. As you mentioned, all indicators point. Press the gas.
Especially with Miami getting the ball at a halftime. They will run on 2nd and 2. And McLeod with the tackle. They're going to let it roll.
Yeah. Just want to get to the locker room.
Now, who's going to use the timeout here? I mean, Miami's got 1 left. They force him to run a play.
I think it's Miami. Manny Diaz taking his final timeout.
Timeout, Miami. They're 35. Timeout.
And what you do is you give the other guy a chance with a timeout, and with it being 3rd down and 1. To just get it back with any time left.
Both
coaches, Andre, are kind of flirting with giving an opening to the other.
Well, I guess it's my aggressive nature in the first half. Let's not regret a possession later.
Manny Diaz, who started his coaching career, full-time coaching career at NC State, the legendary Chuck Amato, and those Chuck Amato teams would really get after you. For NC State, young Manny Diaz, 2000 to 2005. You make a flip book of any coach, and it's like the president flip book, right? You see the age starting to develop. But Manny Diaz is a fun guy to talk to.
I don't know. He looks a lot, just almost the same as that picture.
He's got a little more stubble. He's got some age in the facial hair now. As they do get a first down.
Now, if you want to get to the locker room, you just kneel it down and get there in one play.
Watch Jalen Phillips on this play. See if you like what you see.
There's one guy you don't want to mess around with is 79. There's Ranu. That is one mean dude.
And no flag came in. Matt Austin, you were looking at that replay. Do you see any reason for a personal foul on the dive in by Jalen Phillips at all?
I really don't. He goes on top of the player. Looks like he's trying to jab the ball out. I don't think it was any kind of a punch or a slap or anything like that. So I would just get in there and talk to the players.
Play on. There it was. Matt Austin, our rules expert, joining us all night long on Friday night once again this week. And we're going to check with the officials who are having a post-play confab.
Please reset the game clock to 36 seconds. Set the play clock to 40 seconds.
There's some people at home saying this week hasn't
40
been long
seconds on the
enough
play
yet.
clock. 36 on the game clock. Thank you.
Absolutely. On a lot of levels.
We go to 36 seconds. And now we'll run the clock back down. So with the play clock at 40 and the game clock at 36, those extra 10 seconds will just be an opportunity for you to watch a little bit more football.
Go ahead and walk in.
Well, an exceptional offensive first half. Both quarterbacks are slinging it, Andre.
Yeah, I mean, near perfect from both guys, and I think both are meeting the challenges that they're facing defensively, and also the pressure of having to match the other guy's performance and lead your team down the field for points. Great first half in terms of quarterback play.
Jason, I talked to Dave Doran as he exited the locker room and asked him what his message was to his team. Basically, stay the course. He said, I thought we played our tails off. We have to make some plays in coverage. We dared De'Aaron King to beat us in the air, and he did beat us in the air. He said, we're stopping the run really well. Got to keep doing that. And then he looked at me and goes, man, isn't this fun? I love how intense this one is. That is Dave Doran, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the guy loves football.
Yeah, he loves to compete. Absolutely loves it.
We saw Mallory, the tight end for Miami, pick up 15 on that grab, a pop pass over the top. And first down for King. Ton of time. King to the sideline, and right at the boundary, he's got a grab for the slot receiver, Pope.
They love to run Pope on double moves. He's really good in that area, and it's really starting to break out. The coaches told me that they feel like he's really close to breaking out.
Adam out of Miami Southridge. Principal Humberto Moret's got to be happy with that catch. First down for De'Aaron King. And he's got Harley at the 37-yard line. So second down coming up, and Harley's hurt. He looked like he was on that catch. Might have hurt his groin on the sliding grab. We'll check on Harley. Gain of 7. We'll check on the Miami receiver after this. For second place in the ACC, and second place in the standings gets you into the ACC title game this year, as they will run it, and Cameron Harris on that carry, first down and then some down to the 20.
Excellent job by the offensive line. The guys up front, Clark, Nelson, Gaynor on that left side to free up Cameron Harris.
Who gets fed again and zigzagging. He ends up with a gain of 6 on what looked like it was going to be stonewalled at the line.
This is where your offensive line can really make a difference in a game, where they just start to kind of lean on that defensive front.
You got Harris in rhythm, and he's submarined by Isaiah Moore, who was injured in the first half and now back. Third down.
I would expect Tony Gibson here, especially early, 3rd and 5, crowd the line of scrimmage, and they take the chances again, but they'll be smart and cover on the back end and not interfere with the receiver. All these bodies in the box, they're coming.
They'll roll King. Wanted to stop and throw back, and King is dropped. Tyler Baker-Williams, the nickel man, with the stop, and it's 4th down.
That was their game plan coming in, was to crowd the line of scrimmage, 3rd and medium and long, and bring pressure, and they bring it. We had about at least 7 coming, maybe an 8th coming at De'Aaron King, and he can't outrun all those guys dressed in black.
A lot of mad helmets coming at him as Borregales sets up for a 36-yarder. He's missed just once so far this year. And Borregales slides it through. You make it 24-all, Miami and NC State. And again, we've talked to enough coaches this year, Andre, who have said, you know, when we talk about college football playoff, we talked about it with Kalani Sitake at BYU a couple weeks ago. He said, I just want to play the game this week. And Miami, with the COVID-19 issues they had last week, they just want to play the game this week. But if you're going to be an ACC championship team and get another crack at Clemson or Notre Dame, whoever it is, you've got to win this game tonight.
Yeah, you have to if you're Miami, and you'd love to be in the ring again with Clemson for the ACC Championship Game. So in order to do that, you've got to take care of business, obviously, tonight.
Marty on the sideline.
Jason, you noted all the obstacles these teams are facing nationwide with COVID-19 and all the protocols that are involved. Manny Diaz told us this week, this year, every day is game day. Every day there are real-life problems to manage, personal issues that players are dealing with. We knew it would be a very challenging year, and the team capable of adapting quickly could have a great year. And he said it's been that way since March.
Everybody's dealing with it. I mean, we were talking to Dave Doran, and he said, this is not my most injured team I've had, but it's been consolidated in a couple of places where we have, at points, we've just not had a free safety, or we've not had an offensive lineman, and you're seeing that with position groups as COVID-19 infiltrates a position room and takes out a whole group.
It's been tough. Just you know, all the coaches we talk to, they talk about just getting the game day. And Friday night is you know, when they can finally kind of exhale a little bit, and when they know who is passed the test for the week and is eligible to play that weekend.
First down run. This is Bam Knight, and second down coming up. I mean, we've talked to enough coordinators as well already this year who've said that recruiting, especially next year, the class that's coming in a couple of years, who you haven't seen in person, you basically have to recruit within the radius of maybe even 15 miles within your campus to do it right.
You can't bring them into camps. You obviously can't have the camps to invite kids to on campus and things of that sort. So it's going to be tough.
Angeline, first down across the 35. Marty?
And Manny Diaz told me as well, guys, that they're struggling sometimes to even have enough bodies in practice. You might see a grad assistant playing cornerback or kickers running routes, but on game day, nobody cares about that. He said they're telling players, be ready for anything. You might have to do something tonight you've never had to do on a football field before.
Goes for coaches, too. We saw Joe Rossi at Minnesota testing positive for COVID-19, and the first coaches we talked to this year said, we've had to change and have basically backup positions that guys are in charge of.
Certainly is to your advantage. You have guys on your team, especially young guys, that have played both ways in high school, played both offense and defense. They can, you know, kind of kick back into that mindset and learn a few plays on the other side of the ball just so they can contribute if needed on game day.
With Marty's report there, we're going to have T-shirts that say kickers are receivers too. Bailey Hockman fading back. He throws for Bam Knight, who's out of bounds across the 40-yard line. It'll be third and medium for NC State in black.
He's a good player, does it all. Protects. Obviously can run with the ball, and you see there the hands out of the backfield. Complete back at 5'11", 206, just a sophomore. Bam Knight.
Mentioned in the first half, the all-time leading rusher at Southern Nash High School, same high school as famed Carolina defensive end Julius Peppers, who was also great on the basketball court. Third down for Hochman. Miami rushes right up the middle. Hochman feels it and goes down the left sideline, and he's got a Mezzi. Emeka Emezi against Al Blades Jr. and a first down, NC State.
A guy that just lives at the facility. 20 hours, nothing for Emeka Emezi. And does a nice job working against Blades, arguably Miami's best cover man. And that ball is thrown perfectly where Emezi can have a chance to go up and wrestle it out of the air.
First down run is stuffed at the line. Emeka Emezi, whose parents came to the U.S. from Nigeria. Emeka told us this week that he had plans to go visit there. COVID-19 happened, so he had to cancel his trip, but he's never been to his parents' home country. But Emeka Emezi, a very talented player on the outside for NC State.
Came in with 145 career receptions. He said he just watches film over and over and just trying to get himself better. He'll get to the facility and he's already got somebody feeding him, you know, balls out of the jug machine.
Hochman. Bailey Hockman on the run, and he is bucked down at the 10-yard line. First down for NC State. Keontre Smith had to track him down.
A solid protection. Phillips gets loose after a while, but a nice job of recognizing what's in front of you and pulling it down, making a nice play.
Bam Knight right up the zipper, trying to reach, and he's down at the 1-yard line.
You see what I'm talking about in terms of how hard he runs and how hard he is to bring down. And this guy runs with great pad level, good body lean, and just the strength.
He's called Bam for a reason. Touchdown, NC State.
Makes that one look easy. Excellent job, and they run behind Iquanu on that left side. You want to have a guy pave the way and make it look easy. Run behind big number 79.
Boy, his name's not Fizzle, okay? His name is Bam, so he better run hard. And he did to set up his own touchdown.
I tell you what, I mentioned this earlier. Just enjoyed this week watching him on film and having him do his thing. I mean, he really pops out.
Like the old Batman live action series. Bam! Pow! Touchdown. Beat upset alert for Miami with just one loss to Clemson. And Bam Knight with a touchdown. So NC State out of halftime has taken a 7-point lead, and this is a return for Harley from deep in the end zone. Harley with some gumption to take it out. There is a flag down as he's escorted out of bounds at the 31. Multiple markers down on the play. It had been a while, and so we will check.
Good to see Harley back in the game after limping off, was down for a while. Pressure now on the side of Miami to go down and to keep pace with this NC State football team, especially their offense.
Matt Austin, our rules expert, you see the linesman with a pen and paper. What's he got there? What's he writing down?
Well, that normally means they might have multiple fouls. If he might be the checker that helps the referee remember numbers, that sort of thing. He could be writing down fouls that the referee might have called. It could be a lot of different things, but usually when you start writing things down before the announcement, it's not good news.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Doing a return, holding, receiving team, number 32, 10-yard penalty. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Miami. First. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, North Carolina State, number 34. The foul's off. Miami.
So we had multiple personal fouls. Matt, I know you've been there. You point the wrong way, and then you realize you got to point the other way, and you can't point the same way again. That's an uncomfortable feeling, I'm sure.
I've been there more ways than one, forgetting numbers and having to get help and saying the wrong numbers. So, yes, I feel for you.
Tough job. Real tough job. And so multiple fouls post-play, and then the holding penalty as well on the return. So Manny Diaz and Miami are going to be backed up on a first down for De'Aaron King with Harris as a tailback. They'll go from the 15. King down the middle, got it. Another laser, And this one is caught by Jeremiah Payton.
What a special player. I mean, he just stares the blitz right down in his face and throws a bullet out wide for a completion.
A windshield wiper step there from Cameron Harris. Nice run to set up second down. He's a shifty guy in the backfield, Andre.
Yeah. 5'10", 210 pounds and strong. He's pushing trucks with people in it in the offseason.
It doesn't sound like a hobby that most people pick up, but pushing trucks with people inside is something that Cameron Harris certainly will do. You ever do that?
No. I don't even like the squat rack anymore. I'm looking for leg press. Keep my back in tow so I can play a little golf.
Third down on the run. Harris leans forward and a muscular run that time. First down, Miami.
A good drive in response to what NC State was able to do when they had the football the first possession of the second half. And now here comes Miami right back down the field.
Flag down. De'Aaron King is hit, and we'll check in with Marty Smith.
Andre's over here talking about not wanting to squat because his back hurts and he wants to play golf. Let me tell y'all what I've learned this season doing so much sideline work. Standing up for 7 hours, man, when you're an old man, you're 44 years old. That's a long time. My back's killing me. I'm over here taking a knee on the sideline like I'm in the huddle, ready to listen to the coach. I mean, it's ridiculous, and my pants are so tight. I mean, I can't hardly get down on this knee. So it's just, I got a lot going on here, fellas. Flags flying at me from every direction. There's a flag on every play.
Every play, man, seems that way.
You got the skinny jeans suit pants, Marty Smith.
Oh, no. These are not skinny jeans, Benetti. No.
I know.
These are very skinny suit pants. Oh,
that's what I'm saying. You got the suit pants equivalent of skinny jeans. Down the sideline. That's a brilliant catch by Pope, and he's got a first down, Miami. Wow, what an adjustment.
De'Aaron was throwing that to me.
I tell you what, he drops another one, Marty, right out of the air into the hands of Pope. They just give him a chance to make a play. And how about the job the receivers are doing for Miami, and in particular Pope on that play, giving De'Aaron room in which to throw the ball. The proper distance is about 4 yards where you can fade him away from the defensive back, and he is utilizing that area very well tonight.
Injured player Terrell Dawkins. We have a shootout in Raleigh. At 31-24, Miami trying to tie the game with about 5 minutes to go, third quarter, as De'Aaron King wants to throw off the pump for the end zone. He dropped another one in. Pope one more time back in the end zone.
Unbelievable. I mean, just the pinpoint accuracy and the chemistry now with his receivers. Pope, Hartley, Mallory, the tight end, was involved early. But they are coming at him again. He recognizes man coverage. Just drops one right into Pope. Nice little delay on the part of Pope. It's fun to watch.
I mean, De'Aaron King is hitting the center of the bullseye on some of these passes tonight. There was some question coming in about the deep ball and how accurate it can be. He tuned that up at 6 of 7 on balls 20+ down the field against Virginia, and he has been outstanding with the deep ball tonight, Andre.
How about this? 4 touchdown passes on the evening, and we still got a ways to go, and it's to 4 different players, 4 different skilled players. That is keeping a defense off balance, my man, and just operating at a very, very high level. Kind of satisfying everybody. Guys can't come back tomorrow and say, hey, I didn't get mine. Oh, yeah, you did. I spread it around pretty good last night.
What does the pump fake do for you here?
Well, it's just going to hold the defender, if he's peeking in just a little bit back towards the quarterback, back towards you. You hold him just a tad, and that allows Pope to run right by him and gives you enough room in which to drop it in as De'Eric did there.
Fourth tie tonight. This one at 31 all. Friday night has become a scoring bonanza. And this is Bam Knight from in the end zone off the spin. Bam Knight to the races. And he gets by the kicker. Bam Knight is in.
My eyes have yet to prove me wrong. I'm watching this young man on film, and I'm just in amazement how hard he is to bring down. This combination of size and speed and quickness and everything else you want to mix in as a football player or a guy that carries the football, he is it. I'm telling you, Jason, we're going to watch this young man play on Sunday afternoons. Talk about a response from NC State after Miami goes right down the field, and Bam Knight is showing out tonight.
Borregales actually didn't have a bad angle on him.
It's too strong to bring him down when he's at that speed, though.
And that was definitely full speed. So Manny Diaz and his special teams give up a gash to young Bam Knight. And NC State makes it 38-31. I mean, we could have a log jam after Clemson and Notre Dame in the ACC. And yeah, Clemson Notre Dame's huge for college football playoff decision making tomorrow. But in terms of the ACC title, it's a clean path for both of those two teams to have a rematch if Miami loses today.
Yeah, well, a lot of time left, and if I'm De'Eric King, I got my guys huddled on the sideline. It's like, hey, we got to go back right now. Let's go back and get another one. Let's get right back in this thing. We don't flinch. We just go do our job. Let's march this baby right down the field and punch it in. But now, you know, they are well aware that they are in, you know, a fireworks situation offensively, that they've got to match points from here to the house.
Knighton puts it on the ground and picks it back up. Does he have one in him? Knighton on the attack across the 25-yard line.
Kicker just happened to be there. It took a chest full of shoulder pads.
Man, that was a massive collision.
What's the end of this, baby? This happened to be in the way. I might as well wrap up while I'm here.
Hey, Trenton Gill end up in Newark there. That was, man.
Oh, what a good time we're having on Friday night.
Hey, you can't help but. There's 69 points on the board. You got the kicker getting run over and making a tackle anyway.
That's beautiful.
We got a lot of football left. De'Eric King on the throw. He's got Wiggins on the screen to the 30-yard line. And it'll be second down. You know, you have to appreciate Trenton Gill, though. He said, come on, bring it. Doors open. Let's go.
He brought it all right. Oh, boy. See if Mr. King can get his football team back in this thing.
Second down, 7. King turns it upfield and throws. There's a marker down, and this is going to be just shy on the catch from Pope if it stands.
And that's usually an indicator of holding. And it's a tough enough job already.
Holding. Offense, number 23. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Cameron Harris on a strong blocking night. That time he held.
Yeah, just trying to protect his quarterback, and he gets caught holding. And now you wonder how Tony Gibson is thinking as a play caller for NC State's defense. Do they bring some pressure here? It looks like they're going to play some zone, try to keep everything in front of them, and then on third down, if you're able to rally and keep Miami short, that's when you force the ball out of De'Eric King's hands a little bit faster than he wants.
Miami's been third and long a lot this season. He had Mallory in the slot. He goes the other direction over the middle, and he's got Wiggins one more time, so they get about 15 of them.
And they get it right back to third and short. And now you got all the options, and it's the advantage of the offense here.
Ball's on the deck. King's after it, and he does dive on top of it. Does he end up with it is the question, and it looks like the answer is yes. He was fighting with Peyton Wilson, who had a crack at it.
Well, you see the mesh point there. King wanted to keep it. He could see that the outside linebacker, Vi Jones, pinching down inside on the run, and he wants to pull it out, but Harris wants to keep it. And then the ball's on the ground, but had De'Aaron King been able to pull that one, we might still be talking about a long touchdown run.
It was nearly also the first turnover of the ball game, as Thayer Thomas has not had much of a chance in the return game as Headley puts it down at the 27-yard line. So NC State will have it up 7, 2:25 to go in the third in Raleigh. And we have had some tremendous white-knuckle football games on Friday night. Just some great stuff the last couple weeks. Minnesota, Maryland, Miami, NC State, and now Stanford, Oregon. We get our first look at the Pac-12. Yes, a couple games postponed, canceled, but Stanford, Oregon still underway tomorrow night at Autzen Stadium. Good to have the Pac-12 back.
Yeah, it really is. And they'll play early. They'll be suited up and ready to go early this weekend.
Hochman drops it in beautifully. The freshman Porter Rooks out of Charlotte. First down, NC State.
Tell you what, Hochman looks like an experienced vet. His 6th career start tonight. He looks like he's played a lot more football than that. He's been precise in how he reads the defense, and the ball's coming out. Just playing with a ton of confidence right now.
Another run. This is person. You saw his picture down at the bottom of the screen. That was the cleanly shaven Bailey Hockman. He's showing the veteran years. He's got the facial hair. He's got the long hair coming out of the helmet as well. He looks like a bassist now. Bailey Hockman does. I think he should go on tour with an amp.
Yeah, you mentioned all the football that's in his family. His dad actually started his playing career at NC State, and then before transferring.
They went to Bowling Green to play some action back in the day, but Bailey Hockman has a third down and medium here with $1:24 to go, 3rd and 4. This might be go for it territory if they don't get it 3rd down here, Andre.
Yeah, I actually think it is. When you're cooking like they are and you're past the 50-yard line, you need to possess the football. I think you're right.
Person on the catch and a first down for NC State. Slipped out by Blades Jr., but a first down. Wolfpack under a minute in the third.
Oh, 7 of 9 in 3rd down conversions for NC State.
Hochman stands tall and nearly intercepted. Blades got a hand on it, which allowed Bolden then to clean out the receiver, and it's 2nd down.
I think he just short arm this one. He's trying to put so much touch on it to C.J. Riley that he just leaves it a little bit short, and that's in the area of the playmaker, Al Blades. Usually he's going to come down with those. Two interceptions to his credit already this season.
Had a couple of them last year as well after playing mostly special teams 2 years ago. Hochman changing the play, and they're going to have to use a timeout. Now, in a close game like this, that timeout may harm them a little bit later. We'll see.
Need to know.
2nd down for NC State. Under a minute, 3rd quarter. They will screen it, and it's tipped and incomplete. So Jalen Phillips, again, the UCLA transfer, got a hand up.
He is some player. Extremely athletic, practices hard and plays hard every single down. Just loves the game and brings tremendous energy every single day to their program.
That dude had 21 sacks as a high school senior in the state of California.
Crazy, crazy. That's really good football out west.
On third down, it's a draw, and NC State will get about 5 yards on the run per person. So now, Andre, you going field goal or you going for it on 4th down and 5?
I'm going to go field goal. Christopher Dunn has been pretty good this year. Very accurate. They get his range is about 55 and in. Dave Doran told us yesterday, so they're confident in this from this yardage for him.
I say line up for it. Don't kick it when we come back in the 4th quarter. And with Plus More Zone Duke World with the music. NC State trying to go up 2 scores. It's a field goal attempt for Christopher Dunn. It's from just short of 50 yards at 48, and Miami had some movement at the line. Now it's 4th and 5. It would be very close to a 1st down. It was Blades who jumped.
Might give them the 1st down, and it might, even if it's not the 1st down, may have Coach Doran think about.
Offense number 45. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Oh, wow.
They get NC State instead, so now it's 53 for Dunn. You like the call, Matt Austin?
No, if number 7 crosses into the neutral zone, then number 45 is a threatened player, and he can react. So from what I see, that should have been put on the defense.
Wow.
I agree totally with you, Matt. He causes him to move.
Instead, it's Dunn from 53 on what could have been a 1st down for NC State. Dunn drives it toward the uprights, and it is good.
Love the celebration. Love it. Love it.
High level kicker energy right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it gets up and plenty long enough. You just wondered if it was going to be high enough, but it had plenty of distance. And NC State up by 2 scores now.
Well, he might take off from RDU down the road. Dunn puts NC State up 10.
Number 4 changes jersey to 46.
Junior out of Lexington, home of famed barbecue in North Carolina, and Dunn gives NC State a 10-point lead against Miami, number 11 in the country as of this week, and trying to stay in the ACC title game race. But a loss here would be massively damaging to De'Aaron King, who said he wanted to play at Miami, wanted to transfer because he wanted to play on a stage like Joe Burrow got to last year in the national championship game.
There's been nothing wrong with his play. He's just got to go ahead and elevate everybody else's play around him, and then have the defense play a little bit of complementary football, get the special teams involved as well. They've given up a return for a touchdown. Otherwise, you erase that, which you obviously can't, but they're going to score to take the lead in this game.
Well, look, Miami fans are probably sick of hearing about it, but off a bye week under Manny Diaz, Miami is 0-4 so far. That's the situation here. De'Aaron King on the design run, and that's not going anywhere. Isaiah Moore has been very active, the redshirt junior out of the state of Virginia.
Right in the center of that defense. Tremendous size at 6'2", about 245. Good lateral movement. He's a quarterback of their defense. Gets everybody lined up, and he runs the show in the middle.
Little sidestep from Cameron Harris, and Harris is sent out of bounds to set up a 3rd down and short by Peyton Wilson.
Exactly where you want to be if you're Miami. Third down and short. They're 44% on third downs coming into tonight's ball game.
A lot of college football implications this weekend. Florida and Georgia, Clemson and Notre Dame. The Pac-12 starting with Stanford and Oregon. As Miami has a 3rd down and 1, trying to stay in the race for the ACC title game. And they would be with a loss, but it would really damage their chances as Harris has a 1st down for Miami.
And Jared Williams getting up slow, the right tackle, who also transferred to Miami from the University of Houston along with Derek King.
On the toss, Cameron Harris got to the outside, and he's tracked down by Jones. 2nd down for Miami with 13 and change to go in the 4th.
Keep the ball moving. Keep moving the chains. Find your way into the end zone. Plenty of time left in this game where you don't have to start taking risks and going over the top to try to score in one play to hurry things along. You got plenty of time.
Derek King's been playing quarterback since he was 3 years old. And he's going to run it himself and gets to the outside, gets cartwheeled down for a 1st down. Malik Dunlap went low, and it looked like Dunlap went down after the hit. Another injury in this ball game. And NC State getting thin in the defensive backfield, now at the cornerback spot. 41-31 as we step aside.
Thanking those who served.
I mean, I guess if you're going to wear a mask to the game in the COVID-19 era, you might as well wear a Wolfpack head while you're at it. I mean,
as well go all out.
Evidently, Christopher Dunn is a professional wrestling fan, we found out in that celebration. It is Miami football just short of midfield. 2 minutes into quarter number 4. Largest deficit tonight for Miami on a Friday night. This is Jalen Knighton, the freshman on the run. His nickname is Rooster. When he was at Deerfield Beach High School, Jalen Knighton had a big shock of red hair. And his coaches, when he would go for a long run, would yell, "There goes Rooster," and it stuck.
Physical runner for his size at 5'10", 190 pounds, but very, very talented young man.
King to Mallory. And the tight end roving through the secondary just short of the 20.
That's not going to hurt his average. Came in averaging over around 20 yards per reception. A touchdown pass on their first drive of the game, and continuing to do work here late.
King up top. This is nearly intercepted. Off the deflection, Jakeem Harris had a chance at it. And it's 2nd down.
That would have been his first interception of the year. Jakeem Harris over the top and helping out his linebacker Isaiah Moore. A game of inches, they call it.
Would have been the first turnover of the ball game as Miami playing without Brevin Jordan. So Mallory, the top tight end tonight. Jordan unavailable, but not due to the same injury, as that is high. And it's brought in by Wiggins. So 3rd down. Miami came in about 2 yards of play fewer this year without Brevin Jordan on the field. They have 31 points tonight, but he's always a useful guy. Third and 11. The reserve tight end Larry Hodges in scramble mode to the slot.
Gonna play some zone here. Wondering if Benny Gibson was going to bring the house again, but they're going to play zone.
Game with only 3. King has to scan. He's got to throw on the go, and it's incomplete to the end zone. So Miami, down 2 scores, will take the field goal try.
Waragales, as you mentioned, has been
Number 52 for Miami has changed
Just about
his jersey to
perfect.
number 82.
He talked about him having an effect on this program in the same light that De'Aaron King has had this last year. Horrible in the kicking game.
Big time weapon, Borregales. And it is good. 41-34. Well, Friday night seems to be a points magnet. We haven't had a winning team under 40 in weeks.
I don't mind, big guy, at all. Love seeing some points. Been great. Tons of offense. Look at that. 461 for Miami, 404 yards per play. I mean, these are two even. We felt like two evenly matched teams coming into tonight's game, and neither has disappointed.
Look, around the country, we didn't have anybody in the stands for Major League Baseball. There was no minor league baseball. And one of the hallmarks of our country in sports is Friday night fireworks. We didn't have Friday night fireworks with our national pastime this year, so college football is making up for it here on ESPN. Very nice. NC State will get it back up 41-34 as Bam Knight is back to receive, and he will not have a chance this time after a 100-yard house ball earlier. But look, Bailey Hockman, he's one of the reasons I love the ESPN high school football games that we do, because when Craig Hobart and I were doing those games in 2015, we went to the suburbs of Atlanta, Powder Springs, Georgia, McEachern High School, and watched Bailey Hockman. We were out in the crowd. We hung out with some of the fans. He was the next up-and-coming thing at that point. He's now on his second college, but he's having a career night tonight for NC State. This is a run, and down goes the runner Houston, and he got yanked down hard by Silvera.
I mean, tremendous penetration up front. Silvera right there. I mean, he just took Grant Gibson right to the ball carrier. That is a big dude.
Hochman, second down throw, and he'll get a couple of the yards back, but not a whole lot in Mezzi. And it's third down for NC State.
Trying to get about half of it on second down to where you set yourself up where you can convert on third down. And now what you don't want Bailey Hockman to do is try to do too much. Maybe a catch and run for the first down, but you're not throwing the coverage. Don't make a mistake here that will cost your team.
No turnovers so far in the game, under 10 minutes to go.
That one-on-one at the bottom of the screen. Miami's going to bring heat, and they're going to play man across the board. See him sliding down. Now he's got what he wants down at the bottom here.
He's going to run away from the pressure down to the bottom. A big hit as the ball goes flying away, and NC State is going to have to punt as Hochman got pummeled.
Looks like he's trying to set up a screen again to the back Houston.
Number 27 has changed his jersey to number 32.
Irvin Hall back to receive, Gill the punter. One score game, Miami looks to get it back. A lot of pointing at the line. Line drive kick, Hall's wrapped up at the 30. ABC, 7:30 Eastern time. Pete Slovis now back for USC as well, as they will get underway tomorrow. Miami here trailing by 7 with the ball back, and behind a block from Harris, De'Aaron King tried to turn the corner, and he got threaded out of bounds by Jones. Second down.
Just trying to outflank NC State's defense to get them in a second down and maybe medium situation. But I tell you what, NC State's playing sideline to sideline right now.
King again keeps it himself, and he jogs inside to cut it loose across midfield and well across the 40-yard line. De'Aaron King slicing through past a missed tackle from Jackson.
Yeah, nice 27-yard run as he shows it inside and then breaks a couple of tackles, makes a few guys miss, and boy, that he is one tough competitor. He is competing tonight.
He hands it off this time. Cameron Harris, strong run, and he dives to the marker for yet another first down. So Miami's cooking with under 9 to go.
De'Aaron King on the night, 327 yards passing, and he's got at 100 yards on the ground. Just trying to will his team across the finish line.
De'Aaron King got waylaid on that throw, and he still hit a strike to Pope. My goodness.
Yeah, if you don't believe, you believe now in this young man. Watch this. They bring the heat right in his face, and he throws an absolute dime, standing right in the pocket, facing the pressure.
Man, what a play from De'Aaron King. And now this is a run for Knighton's second down. King and Kyle Trask were battling in high school for the quarterback job at Manville. King better fit the offense, but they played together, they've trained together, and now big-time quarterbacks in the state of Florida. Second down run, 3rd and goal. What's your play call here?
I may show it inside to Knighton and have King get King on the edge, either where it's a roll or just a straight run. They've run it a couple of times where they have Harris lead him, and then he's just trying to get to the edge and get in the end zone. They've had a pretty good deal of success with that. But it would definitely be in his hands in terms of an RPO of some sort.
In the option, runner pass. Harris, the running back. Hodges, the tight end. Play clock moving down. De'Aaron King off the low snap, rolling out, has the choice, and diving to the goal line. He is just short by a half a yard. De'Aaron King short.
And Larry Hodges was the intended receiver, and I'm not sure if he didn't slip or stumble out of the route. King was ready to go to him and saw him stumble. Miami's going to go quick here.
Biggest play of the game and maybe the season for Miami now. 4th and goal, handoff and a high jump to the end zone, and wait a second. Harris was in, but the officials have blown the play dead. There will be no play.
Prior to the snap, we were contacted by replay. The previous play was the run that was short of the goal line, was under further review.
Now, if you're Manny Diaz on the sideline, you're saying, no, my guy was in on this play, so I don't need the other play. Thank you very much.
Exactly right. You're hoping that they let it go, and okay, we're fine with it being short, because it looked like Harris had gone over the top and gotten himself into the end zone.
We'll get a look at it, then we'll bring in our rules expert, Matt Austin. The official call on the field was short of the goal line for De'Aaron King. Now we will watch it together as King tries to lean for the goal line. Matt, do you see anything there that would be enough video evidence to overturn the call of down?
I didn't originally, but I think on that end zone view, his knee was down with the ball short of the goal line. It's not a down the line view, but I do think he was short. From the original line view, I also thought he was short. I had this exact situation in a bowl game one time where the team scored on the next play. Replay was trying to shut it down, so I know exactly what the crew is going through. But right there, looks like his knee's down before he stretches out. So
yeah.
Any chance they move it back?
No. What do you mean move it back?
I mean, say they say he's back at squarely the 1 yard line. While they're watching this, is there a chance that they could move it back?
After further
Normally
review,
they would
the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah, it's my understanding that if it's not a touchdown, they're not going to move it back, right?
That's exactly correct. They can only move it in relationship to a first down or a touchdown. If it was short, they could say it's a touchdown, or a first down. Short is a first down, or it's not a first down. But yeah, they're not going to move it up 6 inches because it was a poor spot.
All right, so 4th and goal. That's how much he's got to get.
Boy, can you imagine with how ticked off Manny Diaz is going to be if they don't get this in with that replay blown.
Harris is in, but a flag down. There was a whistle as the snap was coming, so that play's not going to count either.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It's the right tackle, Jared Williams. You still got to go for it, but the play call, how does it change here, Andre?
Well, now instead of being predominantly, hey, we're just going to move them off the ball and power our way into the end zone with a running game. Now it's you got to spread things out a little bit. Well, they're actually going a totally different direction by kicking the field goal here. I just don't know if I would do that if with the offensive production that NC State's having. Sometimes that's got to be considered as well.
Wow. Miami kicks to make it a 4-point game, assuming they'll see it again down 4. We'll find out together.
Brought me to within 3. I might kick it, but otherwise I'm going for it in that situation because there's no guarantee that the way NC State is operating, and we talked about that a little bit before the break, is they're operating. You have to consider how your defense is playing, the other team's offense. We may not get the ball back with a chance to tie the game again. So I would have gone for it there.
Borregales on the approach. Bam Knight to receive if he has the chance. He will not. NC State to the 25. But first, we take a look at NC State's offensive line. Our protection spotlight brought to you by Allstate.
Boy, the big left tackle, Hakeem Ekwonu, has done one heck of a job tonight. Watch him here on the throwback to the quarterback. Out in space, big old athlete. Let me look somebody up and put him on their back. We'll get him a thing of syrup tomorrow for pancake block. Let me admire my work right here. Let me make it easy. One-hand blocks he's throwing. And having a good time on the sideline with his offensive line buddies. What a night for him.
He'll get his own bobblehead doll at some point after that. Hochman to throw on the run, and Hochman is on target, rolling the pocket for a first down to Devin Carter.
Well, they get, I guess, bottles of syrup for pancake blocks. The offensive lineman, that's their reward. That's some good stuff.
Hey, that's a win for any offensive lineman, man. Get you some breakfast. First down. Bam Knight turning his back.
Yeah,
been really good after the contact tonight.
You ever hear the phrase of getting skinny in the hole, where you make yourself small? He is absolutely fantastic at doing that. You never get a shot on Bam Knight. He sees guys coming, he's able to react, gets his body smaller, able to wedge his way through, and when there's nothing there, you wind up with some kind of game.
Brooks in motion, and nothing there for Knight. That is Nesta Jade Silvera on the stop. Third down, and a huge chance for Miami to get the ball back. Again, they're a game back in the loss column of first and second in the ACC, and could pick up a game with a win tonight with Notre Dame and Clemson playing tomorrow.
Got to be on alert for some pressure here if you're Bailey Hockman trying to pick up this first down. Here they come.
Roche at the bottom, Phillips at the top. Those talented defensive ends. Now pressure hops from the slot, and they will bring 5 and get there. Hochman goes down. It was Corey Couch from the slot who got in there first, along with Phillips.
And it's the one mistake all night, and it comes at the wrong time for Bam Knight. He misses the blitzer off the edge, and that allows Couch to get to the doorstep of Bailey Hockman, and Miami's going to get it back again.
Irvin Hall to return the punt from Gill, who's only booted 2 tonight. Punt safe for Miami, looking for a return for Hall. On the drift, put it on the carpet. Now gives some ground, and he's inside the 20-yard line, Andre.
Boy, tough. It started bad, and you turn it, you have it go from bad to worse. Luckily, he got the ball back. If there are any other NC State players around, that ball might have been recovered by the team in black, and then he goes backwards. So he's going to get an earful from the special teams coach along with Manny Diaz at some point.
D'Eriq King, under 4 to go. He gets spun around and just barely got it away, it looked like. Isaiah Moore had him hog-tied, and King did not have his knee down, at least was the initial call. A bunch of yards on the line here as he was inside the 15, and now a flag for grounding.
Yeah.
Offense number 1. Penalty is also down in the spot of a foul. 2nd down.
All right, Matt Austin, our rules expert here. Matt, what do you think of that call?
This is a very good call. The ball was snapped on the hash mark. The quarterback, in order to avoid intentional grounding, needs to get outside the tackle box and get the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got outside the tackle box even close. So I think this is a very good call.
He was definitely inside the tackle box, and so King actually gets harmed by getting rid of it instead of taking the sack, although the intelligent play was to try to find a receiver. 2nd and 18 for D'Eriq King. Stepping up, King down the middle, and he's got it. Harley down the seam, 1st down, Hurricanes.
Boy, no pressure whatsoever, right? You know, just no problem. Just step right into a throw in the middle of 2 deep zone and hit Mike Harley right down the middle for a 1st down.
Cameron Harris, a 1st down run for the Hurricanes. And again, D'Eriq King, when he decided to transfer, he moved away from home. He had to go somewhere else, even with all the trouble that he's had in his family with his mom's illness, his father passing away in February. But D'Eriq King wanted games like this and moments like this, and you see the numbers tonight. King keeps it this time. Over the top and incomplete. Couple of defenders there, including Dunlap, who got a hand on it. 3rd and 7.
We saw Dunlap leave the game earlier with cramps, but they told us he was playing as well as anybody in the secondary, and it's because of his length that he's able to get there. That's a wide open receiver. Dunlap goes 6'4", 220, playing corner, so it's hard to get the ball into windows when he's in the area.
Now with 3 timeouts, you wouldn't necessarily have to go for it, but you would likely go for it from this position on the field at the 46-yard line. But Manny Diaz played the last possession very conservatively. 3rd down and 7. D'Eriq King has Harley, who keeps his feet. Harley is off, and Harley scores! Big play theater continues to Friday night.
With Manny Diaz gambled on his defense. They repay him for the gamble with getting themselves off the field. And then here comes Miami, and they're in the end zone with the lead. What a night for D'Eriq King.
Borregales for the extra point, and Harley, who used to be a West Virginia Mountaineer when the defensive coordinator Tony Gibson was there. He's now at Miami for this.
It's a simple slant route. You see the pressure's coming, middle of the field, wide open. I love the route because Harley flattens it out, makes it a little bit easier throw for D'Eriq King, who's staring down a bunch of loose blitzers coming in his face, and gets it out on time. Harley's able to keep his balance, and then it's just a foot race to the end zone. What a play at the perfect time in this ball game.
When you say he flattened it out, what changed it to the positive for De'Aaron King with the pressure?
Well, usually a slant route is at an angle. Sometimes when you feel a defender coming over the top, you're able to flatten, and it almost looks like sort of like a little square in, but quick. And that allows you as a quarterback to identify it, see it, get it out quickly. It's going to hit Harley right in the middle of his shoulder pads, and now it's just, hey, go to work, make a play for me.
Brett Lashley told us that with De'Aaron King, the thing he loves most about him is every day you get the same guy, every situation you get the same guy. Highly talented, always consistent, and that young man has a touchdown for Miami. And now Andre, Bailey Hockman gets the ball in his hand, a young man out of the state of Georgia who's had a marvelous night.
Well, they started the drive throwing the football, their prior drive, and as a big completion, they're moving the ball, and then they run it 2 times in a row and put a lot of pressure on Bailey Hockman. I would, hey, you got to go score now. So things open it up. 2:43 left, 2 timeouts. Know the situation. We've got to move the ball. Let's play quickly here and get ourselves at the very least, in field goal range to send this into overtime.
We saw Dunn hit from 53 earlier. Hochman off the tip, and there's the first turnover tonight. Intercepted by DJ Ivey for Miami.
Well, we get to see the turnover chain.
Here comes the 305 chain.
In and out of the intended receiver's hands. A little bit thrown, a little bit wide of Emezi. And right into the hands of Ivey, who's sitting right outside as a corner, waiting on that one. And here we go with the
Florida around
turnover chain.
DJ Ivey.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
There have been a lot of turnover items on the sideline, but the original comes out tonight. And now Miami trying to put this game away on a first down run for Cameron Harris. And NC State with 2 timeouts is going to have to use its second of the second half right here. De'Aaron King tonight, Andre Ware. I mean, if you're giving out the Heisman for 1 game, you know,
hard not
here we go. Our player spotlight brought to you by State Farm.
Boy, what a night tonight. Came out, big run on 4th and 1. Fools everybody, and a nice long run to set up a touchdown pass to Mallory. Then he comes back and he's throwing dimes all over the place. Wiggins, Harley in the corner. He didn't stop there, still going. I mean, a pump fake. He's able to find Pope going up the sideline in the back of the end zone. Throwing a nice slant route to Harley was the latest one. What a night for De'Aaron King and this Miami offense.
When De'Aaron King got to Manville High School, there were 8 quarterbacks on the roster. 6 of them transferred. King and Kyle Trask were left. And now they're both playing huge roles in the state of Florida at the quarterback position in college football 2020.
Well, he has sent a message to the ACC and the rest of the country. Blitz me if you want. Question my deep ball throwing if you want. Just go look up the NC State film.
Yeah, there's a final timeout for NC State. And to that point, Andre, going down the stretch of this season, teams are going to have to defend him differently, don't you think?
No doubt about it. I mean, they came in, they thought, they being NC State, thought, well, you know, there's some shortcomings in his game. Hard to find them, but the deep ball they thought was one of them. And they were going to pressure him on 3rd downs. That was the game plan. Get the ball out of his hands, force him at times to invite him to throw the deep ball where he hadn't been accurate. The first 5 games, as we mentioned, 6 of 29 in those situations. But last week, it started to turn itself on its head where he went 6 for 7 in that category. So it's carried over to tonight, and he's been exceptional throwing the ball deep tonight.
523 total yards tonight, De'Aaron King. Coming up next Saturday, Carter Finley Stadium again, 7:30 Eastern Time on ACC Network. It's Florida State who's got a tough one with Pitt coming up tomorrow. If you don't have ACCN, go get ACCN.com for instant access. De'Aaron King on 3rd down. Got the edge, got a first down, and he goes down smartly at the 10-yard line. What a smart play. He could have scored, and unlike Daniel Jones, he decided to fall intentionally.
His job there, just smart. Always thinking the game through, knowing the situation. That is part of playing the position to keep your team in a position to win. And realizing that NC State, they're out of timeouts, the exact perfect thing to do. Look at the total yards.
They lead the play clock.
Yeah, look at the total yards from Miami tonight. Over 1,000 in the game between both teams.
Miami couldn't decide whether or not there was enough time to take a knee or otherwise. Somebody yelled timeout.
Timeout, Miami. First, 30-second timeout.
Sports Center follows our game. Michael Eaves, John Anderson, Notre Dame attacking Clemson without Trevor Lawrence. DJ Uyanga-Lele at quarterback for Clemson once again. Oregon and USC into the favorites column in the Pac-12, and then the top 10 NFL plays from Russell Wilson so far. You saw Rhett Lashley trying to fire up his offense. You talked about Rhett Lashley and how much offense he has in his mind, and where he came from with Auburn. He's also got a sense of humor. He dressed up his twin sons as Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber for Halloween.
Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge in that offensive room with him, as you mentioned earlier. Garen Justice, the offensive line coach, was the offensive coordinator at UNLV. Rob Linkins was the offensive coordinator at Arizona State. They share a lot of ideas in that offensive room, and well, there's a lot of knowledge on how to get it done in the offensive meeting room at Miami.
So with the timeout, with the play clock at 40, Miami just has to take a couple of knees to run this thing down, and the Miami Hurricanes, with opportunity on the horizon, with Clemson and Notre Dame playing tomorrow, will pick up a game on somebody in the ACC standings, and second place gets you to the title game in Charlotte. There are tiebreaker scenarios. It could go down to the 5th tiebreaker if it's Notre Dame, but this is a must-have that De'Aaron King and Miami are going to get tonight. Miami's coaches say, get away. We got this game. We don't need any post-play malfeasance.
Right.
Miami was down by 10, 41-31 with 11 minutes left, Andre Ware. And Manny Diaz decided to kick a field goal that's going to end up being the deciding vote in this Friday night football game.
Hey, what? He bet on his defense, and they came through for him. And got the ball back with a chance to put De'Aaron King in a situation to lead him down and win the ball game, and he did exactly that.
Whew. Friday
What a
night,
night, partner.
Yeah, Friday night energy is starting to feel like Joe Test in the Mountain West back in the day now. 44-41, Miami over NC State is your final score. From Marty Smith, Andre Ware, our entire crew, Jason Benetti saying farewell. John Anderson, Michael Eaves, you guys have Sports Center. You got to top this. Good luck.